I think it's kind of cool when, you know, people just come out of their little box and whatever they're living in and just do something different regardless of what the judgment's going to be, because you're just being you.
She really does feel like a big brother to me. Like, I can just phone like Catherine, this and that and the other, and she'll be like, no, don't worry, I got you back. And if she does that for me, I do the same thing.
Since before our big opening night, we worked really hard. I mean, we were rehearsing every week. I think before then, everyone was doing their own thing. Everyone was focusing on their personas, being the drag king that they want to be, and not really focusing on being a group. And I think that made us one. So from that day onwards, I felt that the Bros Before Hoes is now existing. Bros Before Hoes, it means a lot to me now. It's part of who I am. I think we are a family now, and I do love them a lot.
Going to meetings and stuff, we kind of just, instead of just doing it for the fun, we got sucked into it because it became like a family.
When I joined the troupe, I immediately clicked with everyone. I felt part of a family.
It's been sort of instant connections with everyone. I think it's because we all share a similar passion.
I think for all of us, this whole drag king thing is a continual process. It's a continual journey. I don't think any of us recognized or realized ahead of time how much learning we were going to do on the way. And I think all of us thought we had learned all there was to learn, and then something else will pop up and some other realization about yourself or your persona pops up, and you realize that actually this is going to be ongoing. And that's what makes it exciting. It'll never become boring because it's an ongoing process of learning about yourself.
I started doing drag because I felt like I'd reached a point in my life where I was doing a lot of activism. I was involved in a lot of activism, and I realized that if I was an activist for like other things, for like, for queer rights and lesbian rights and gay rights, that I should kind of stand up for something else I believe in, and that's the fact that you can present yourself any way you want to without being attacked. And I started doing drag, and I also hope, like, in doing it for myself, that other people would feel more comfortable, particularly like women would be more comfortable dressing up as boys and not caring what other people think. The song I performed for Bianca and Sam and Megan before.
God, that song. Oh,
I wrote it for all of you guys, so I'm gonna perform.
Already started. How's your bad?
The bad goes.
You heard the song, that's what.
Yo. I was lonely in my masculinity, dressing up as a boy, what would they think of me? Times I tried to express myself, give it up, same dude, and put it back on the shelf. But then a call came from a distant place, gave me courage to create the safest space for boys like me and for boys like you to have fun for a while and make their own same dude. I needed friends, so I made a call, took a fall, beer and brawl. Then we had a bar crawl, now we homies, and the whole world knows. That's how it goes, they're my bros before hoes. I see the boy inside you, and he lives inside our crew. I see the girl in you too. I saw her as she slowly grew. We don't have to pick one. We don't have to pick two. We can be what we want. We're a rainbow. Different colors, but we are a crew. Yeah. Am I right?
That's right, yeah. True, we can see the girl inside of you.
I'd like to see a girl inside me, actually.
We had this opening debut of the Drag King Troupe. It was a sit-down performance. It was really awesome. I think we did a remarkable job. I think we really set the agenda for who we are and what we want to do. I think we kind of paved the foundation of our purpose as a troupe. I think it was the very first time we felt official. It was the first time we all performed together. People paid just for us. It was official.
We had 2 group numbers. The first one was We Will Rock You, which was a hip-hop version of Queen's We Will Rock You that I'd found online, and I wanted everyone to write their own lyrics for that song, and I wanted their lyrics to kind of present who they are in the troupe. The rest of the night was divided up into different slots for different people, and all the bros performed a song that was kind of like a quintessential bro persona song. And then the last song, the last group number was I Wanna Sex You Up, which I chose because I wanted to showcase the group's vocal talent for those who sing, and also to showcase our ability to dance, which I think was successful. That way. Then it should be open, again. Cross, open. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. Open, cross, open. Yeah. Okay. That's not so good. Open, cross, open. Quickly again. Open, cross, open. I identify as queer in terms of both my sexual orientation and my gender identity. I identify as genderqueer because I feel like I don't fit into the binary of male or female. I feel like I move between the two. But I understand that I present as female, but at the same time I still identify as genderqueer. Yeah, because some days I do feel more feminine, some days I feel masculine, and some days I kind of feel neither. Yeah, so Super Mario is a very important song to me because it's like the first time I actually make public how I identify in terms of my gender identity. My ego's food. Nothing felt like good until I made Saint Dude. Saint Dude is a boss, so queer, no pretense. Not queer in the pejorative sense. By queer, I mean a broad way of thinking. With a fine thinking, linking, drinking. I'm as queer can be. Queer as folk, queer theory. Today I'm a boy, tomorrow I'm a girl. Some days I'm both, some days I'm neutral.
I think it went over most people's heads because they don't really, care. They're like, oh, well, you look like a girl, so it's okay. But when I started doing the Drag King thing, like people started questioning, do I want to transition? What does it mean about my gender identity? And I told them that it's quite fluid. I feel like I can be a boy some days and a girl some days.
Now, I'm a rapper, and we all know that hip-hop is dominated by people of my pigmentation, but then you get some revolutionaries like Vanilla Ice Baby, Eminem was always cleaning out his closet, and my brother from another mother, Frankie. Hold on, please welcome Frankie. Got some ladies. That's how we rappers roll, man. Hell yeah.
It took me quite a long time to choose a name for myself. I ended up with Frankie H. Well, actually, it was Frankie Hardon because my real name is Francie Hartline. But I changed Hardon to just H because my mom sent me an email. Anyway, it's a long story. I changed it to H. The way I like to see it is disguised as myself. When I dress up as a man, when I'm binding, actually I bind every day anyway, but when I'm packing, when I choose that particular outfit that really accentuates my manliness, and it sounds so weird and ironic, but when I put on my makeup and in order to get that certain chisel and the contours of the masculine face, when I put on the hair, it's like I'm shedding this femininity and literally shedding sometimes the feminine parts of myself. I mean, whether they be in the little things that I hold on to that are seen as socially acceptable as feminine, I hold on to them out of fear of being ostracized or chastised when I walk out the door and am in the public. It gets very complicated because I could be very reductive and I could say these feminine qualities were never a part of myself. But the thing is, masculine qualities were never a part of myself. Like, it's gender. And none of it's a part of you. You adopt it. Whatever form it comes in, it's a cloak you put on. It's a performance. It's the way you present yourself to the world. It's the way that you ask the world to receive you, to interpret you, to understand you, and to treat you.
Next up, we have the rock star in the group. His name is Corey Lingus. Oh, yeah! And by that name, I'm sure you can all guess what he's good at. Foot massages. You don't mess with a rock star, because they'll kick your ass one day and the next day they'll write a emo song about it. I don't know what is worse. So let's welcome Corey Lingus!
You just want to highlight everything that's there. You want to play with what you have. You want to see what your possibilities are in life. You want to see how far you can push things and how far you can strive. Celeste was transsexual. Never really had the money to actually do procedure or anything, but we used to hang out every day, and it became quite clear to me, like, I never used to know anything like transsexual or transgender and stuff like that. And talking to her, talking about the struggles she's had, the way she's been treated by society and things. The day I got approached about doing drag kinging, I kind of thought about it because I really wanted to know what people in that situation go through. I wanted to be in their shoes for maybe just a day, an hour, or whatever, and just to experience it, and kind of not be that person who judges them, but to be the person that fights with them.
Did you ever feel like you were judging them yourself?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Like, if I didn't understand it, I didn't want to know about it. And then I just got to a point in my life where I understood, like, me being gay and being judged for who I am, how must they feel if they're not even comfortable in their own body? It's got to be 10 times worse than what we're going through.
Next up, we have Mr. Cole Steele Johnson, the new kid on the block. Now, ladies, don't slide off your seats. Word is he'll charm the pants off you, Sarah Summers. Back that shit up. So without further ado, please welcome Cole Steele Johnson.
I find drag it's a way for me to explore my masculinity. It's to express my masculinity as well. I enjoy owning that male part of myself. And it's, how do I explain it? It's like an essence of me. Cole is a ladies' man. Cole likes to sweet talk a girl and sweet talk the audience into loving him. He's an attention seeker. If he walks into a room, he will make himself make people aware of the fact that he's there. He's the one who's going to be in the middle of the dance floor. He's the one who's going to be going and being social at the bar and chatting to people. Parts of me are there. I'm quite social, but not as confident as that. There's things that I do in drag that would take a lot for me to do out of drag.
Every boy band always has some gay member. There's NSYNC, Westlife, Boyzone, and I think the jury's out on all the members of Nickelback. So we knew that if we wanted to be a successful boy band, someone would need to come out, and then Freddie came along. I mean, he's doing Queen after all, so thank you, Freddie, for taking the pressure off the rest of us. Please welcome Freddie!
I come from a very conservative background. My family being very Afrikaans, also being very conservative, and also believing that being gay is wrong. I never thought this will happen. I never thought I would become a drag king. I didn't even think so far that there is something like a drag king. Catherine did a real good job explaining what it is and what drag kinging is all about. And it got me thinking. So I said to her, okay, let me think about it. I'll let you know. I think we had like a week to decide about it. And I think in about 3 or 5 days, I just knew this can actually work. So then I thought, okay, what will I do? Because I wear collared shirts every day. I wear a tie every now and again. So just dressing up like that is not enough for me because that is who I am. And I think I was driving one day listening to Queen, and I thought, yes, so this is quite a guy, and it's something that everyone knows, someone that everyone knows. And Freddie Mercury has a style to him and a uniqueness, and just, what a personality, an entertainer. It gets you in another headspace when you are dressing up as someone, when you are going out as someone that you're not. And I think that's what Freddie is to me also. It's someone that's me, but doing things that maybe me as Marchionne won't be doing. When I put my glasses on, it's like stepping into that. I have my jacket, I have my glasses, and then I become Freddie. And Freddie has this attitude and this I don't really care what people think of me type of thing, and it worked.
Our next performer is my wingman and my partner in crime, the fiery one, my little brother, Lilo John. Now, Lilo has to do his performance on a chair tonight because he sustained an injury that's common to us rappers, a hip injury from overexertion. So let's welcome Lilo John!
Lilo John he is me, like he is me from inside. He wears the same clothes like me, dresses the same like me. I honestly think we're twins. I don't think before this year I've ever seen like a drag performance. Like I've seen drag queens, but like on TV, and I never really thought much about it because I didn't know that females could also do the same thing. Although that would have been obvious because what men do female can also do. But my first performance was seeing Catherine, and I was like, when I saw it, I said to myself, this is what I want to do. I can finally wear this outfit, I can finally put that together, I can finally... I'm mommy happy because I'm going to wear makeup but in a different way, you know, because she's always been like, you should wear makeup and stuff. So I think this was that moment where I was like, I can finally do things in a masculine way that females do on like a day-to-day basis, you know what I mean?
Saint Dude is based on Lil Wayne, on the rapper Lil Wayne. Initially I came up with Saint Dude because I could rap, and so I tried to like reconcile my rapping with like a drag king persona. Then I realized that when I rap, I have dreads obviously and I wear a cap, so I kind of looked like Lil Wayne. And then I started listening to Lil Wayne because I wasn't like a fan of his or anything. I started listening to his music and I was like, fuck, this music is terrible. Like the things he was saying, it was really disgusting. And so I decided to base my character completely on Lil Wayne and kind of parody him.
You are looking so damn pretty! Now you're getting shy because you're thinking I'm winning. Baby girl, you continue to style that way. I know you came here straight, but you're gonna leave your game.
And I remember watching my Saint Dude performances and just kind of being really repulsed by Saint Dude and like thinking that Saint Dude's really obnoxious. And at first I was kind of upset because Saint Dude is part of me, and I mean I'm essentially performing Saint Dude and that's me on stage. And then after a while I kind of felt happy and comfortable that I was feeling repulsed by Saint Dude, because that is the point of Saint Dude, to repulse people and to make them kind of feel uncomfortable. Because the reason I do Saint Dude is to show how problematic misogyny is in hip-hop music.
When I joined the troupe, I wasn't like several other brothers who knew what kind of music they want to do, who knew what sort of persona they would have. I had absolutely no idea. I just started watching videos and then finding that there was some that really stood out to me more than others as far as type of music and dancing and the characters that they played in the videos. Music videos, I mean. And it really surprised me how Frankie H turned out. I didn't expect that he would like old school rap and hip hop. And I didn't expect him to dress the way that he does, kind of in a like white boy gangsta wannabe way. Nor did I expect him to be as hetero as he acts. I expected that he would, you know, remain bisexual just the way that I am. But the thing is, you really don't know what sort of character you're going to have until you start feeling it out. And there are certain ways of acting that just feel a lot more natural than others. Granted, I'm actually struggling a little bit because my character keeps trying to be super macho, but that's really difficult for me, and it's difficult for me when I'm in my character. So I think my character is like this gangsta wannabe, But at the same time, when I'm in character, I also feel rather effeminate. So I find myself really trying to suppress that part of myself. And this effeminacy it's derived from me as me. I mean, it's not imposed. It's actually just when I'm performing, that effeminacy that I have as me in a daily life just keeps popping up. And I keep trying to suppress it. And I'm finding that that's me trying to abide by these regulations of what makes masculinity.
First of all, I am a real big Queen fan, so I looked at what's the most popular songs, because Freddie is the one that pleases the audience, so I want people to sing along also and experience what I experienced through it. And then I have a file filled with all my words, and I went through the songs and I looked at what is each song saying and what do I want to say at the end of the day. And if you listen to my medley, it starts off with Bohemian Rhapsody singing about Mama killed a man, and however you want to portray that, and it might have a connection with me and my family and of my life or my friends and my family, other side that does not really want to accept the person who I am, being a drag king, being gay. I see him as part of me. Freddie can't exist without Marchionnet. And at this point, it seems to me that Marchionnet can't exist without Freddie also anymore. I think we're so intertwined at this moment, and I never guessed that it would happen. I really always just thought Freddie would be there after a show, back in the cupboard, go on. Because I think at the beginning, I saw Freddie and Marchionnet as two different ethnities. So Freddie did his thing, I did my thing. And I want to bring it together because at the end, this is me. And I think maybe that's the journey from May up until now that I was going through, is accepting that I am a drag king now, and this is what I want to do.
I like the power I feel when I'm in drag. For the fact that rock is the male dominant kind of sector, where men sing better in rock than women ever will, or females are flimsy growlers. I really love rock, and I think I love rocker men. Even though I'm gay, it's just like, rocker men are sexy. Makeup has evolved to a certain level where it looks much better now. I mean, like, I'm experimenting a bit and sometimes it looks a bit crappy, but overall, facial hair is difficult to do in the start, but I've gotten a hang of it now, so I like the way it looks. Corey started off not really knowing what he was going to do music-wise, and then I was scared if I do anything outside of pop culture that it wouldn't be received well. But I think I've got to a point now where I've realized that I have kind of built up a little bit of people who enjoy to hear me sing. So it's got to a point where I'm actually evolving into my own music taste now, into what Corey should be doing.
When I'm working on his style, like, I don't want to just wear like hip-hop style clothing. I want to show that Umlilo can be formal, semi-formal, hip-hop, you know, like, I don't care this morning, I just put on anything kind of a way. So I'm just working on his style, and I'm working on really bringing him out more in terms of working on my makeup skills, so that you can really see, okay, this is Sinead and this is Umlilo, because I feel that because I look already like a boy, it's easy for you to be like, oh, that's Umlilo, no, it's actually Sinead, no. So it's hard to differentiate.
Do you want to always maintain that divide? It's not like Frankie, where Frankie started out as Francie and actually wants to be Frankie like full time. That's not how you know.
I'm not entirely sure, but for now, it's like, okay, this is him and that's me, because I am more soft than he is. So I can't see myself being Umlilo on a day-to-day basis, because that is just not the type of person that I am. Okay. But over the years, we'll probably fuse some way with like cells and stuff. So
do you feel like Umlilo is growing inside you?
Yeah. If I think about my first performance and the performance that I'm doing now, it really does feel like he is growing. His confidence level's going up, his performance level's going up. I feel happy about it, because I know when Umlilo's confidence goes up, my confidence goes up as well.
So, everyday life.
If I had to define myself, it actually would gets a bit hectic. I don't really fit into any nice, tidy sort of ideas of how a person identifies themselves in terms of sex, gender, and sexuality. I guess the first thing I do is I differentiate between those three. Sex is biological. Even that's contested, right? I mean, there's actually quite a few people who do not have a set sex as far as the XX and XY chromosomes. But sorry to simplify it right now for the sake of making a clear difference between sex and gender, but I'm going to do that. Whereas your gender is, you're not born with a gender. There's nothing biological about it. You're born only with your sex. Your gender is prescribed to you. You adopt your gender as you grow up. You learn your gender. As Judith Butler would say, it's performative. It is something that you learn to wear, like your clothes, literally, and your makeup, and the way that you interact with people, and the power relations we have with people. No one knows your sex by looking at you necessarily. They don't see your genitalia when they look at you. They see your clothes. They see the way you carry yourself. They see the way you interact. They see the adornment you put on your body, from makeup to jewelry to your hairstyle. That's what they see. They see the markers of your sex. But that gender, that prescribed performance, is that becomes a marker of how people are meant to relate to you. So gender is quite political. It's quite social. It determines the interactions that people have. It determines your chances in life in particular things, especially in the public arena. So gender is anything but biological. It changes in every place over every time. It is constructed, therefore this impermanence. And it's always changing, and you'll find that gender is different everywhere. You'll find that there are places that have 3 genders rather than just 2. There are places that have 4. And there are other places that don't even look at gender, like the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. They don't even look at gender. And then you have India that has 3 genders, Thailand 3 genders. So it's really interesting how we come to understand gender as such a natural state of being, but in actuality it is completely constructed. I am biologically female. I am mixed in gender. I think from the material side of it, I'm quite masculine. I wear male clothes. I have a male haircut. I have a male name. From the performative side, I'm actually a little bit effeminate. I am very stereotypically, if we're going to put it in a very superficial way, stereotypically quite effeminate, as well as like the tone of my voice and the way that I speak. From a social level, I'm quite masculine because I relate to men far more. So I would say my gender is even mixed within itself.
Postmodern performer. I'm a postmodern.
Postmodern parodies of masculinity.
Do you know that? Postmodern performer, that's me.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I will remember that. It's the only word I can actually spell. There's other words I can't even spell.
I think it's a conflict inside of me. There's a conflict inside of me when I realize that in certain spaces I'm more confident as Saint Dude. I need to learn to be confident in those spaces as Catherine too, not only as Saint Dude. And I think like I would have reached my goal when I can feel confident in every space as both a man and as both a woman. I mean, as both a man and a woman.
Thing is, we're all biologically women, or biologically female. We've all been subjugated, patronized, subordinated, offended, abused, even raped as women. We're entirely aware of the system that's in place.
I was raped in 2009 and I lost all sense of power. It broke a part of me. And for a very long time I couldn't really connect to those feelings. But it was only when I started doing drag that I fully felt empowered, as my masculine side empowered and me as a woman empowered, because I felt like men had taken every part of me, the most important part of me away, which was a part of my identity. And doing drag has given me back a part of my identity. I mean, the song choice of Tainted Love, it's yeah. Let's just say that the rape was as a result of other behavior that was also quite masculine. I was quite promiscuous as well when I was younger. The unhealthy expression of my masculinity kind of extended to other areas as well. I used to punch walls, and I was a cutter as well. I think that was part of it too. Just this angry need to be in control. My healthy expression of my own masculinity, because I can't be that way anymore, because I've experienced the full extent of what that kind of masculinity is capable of. So my masculinity now is a healthy expression of the loving, kind, caring, truly interested, truly nurturing masculinity, like my father, as opposed to all the men that I've tried to use to replace my father.
Being masculine on like a day-to-day basis, it's like really shrunk the bond, and people are really like looking at you, staring at you, and it's like, oh my word, there's something on my face. In terms of just stares, people are staring, pointing, and they're literally like speaking about you and literally looking at you, and then you can see how the whole group also looks around. But I think it's like been decreased now because I've gained more confidence, so I generally don't take note of it anymore, or I look at them to know, so that they know I'm looking at them and they feel more awkward than I do. So it's just how you learn to deal with it that makes it better.
People have a different attitude towards me when I'm in drag and when I'm not in drag. And when I'm in drag, it's difficult to explain. There's a switch that people just switch. They are more respectful, they kind of speak to you from a different place.
You want to lose those titties, then you have to use what we Americans call an ace bandage. So I had Marcia name one of the other kings, pulled around as tight as she could, and you have to start from bottom to top, although she did top to bottom, it still worked. And you can see that I have been flattened, so it's almost like I have pecs, which is amazing. So that's so that when I put on my shirt, it's not so obvious I'm female. Obviously I'm not trying to trick anyone, but it is nice to do everything you can when you're playing the role.
To bind is interesting, but I think between most of the bros I'm the lucky one because I don't have too much to get wrapped up. I use duct tape. I started with bandages, but because I move around too much, it falls off. So, and also if I'm wearing vests, then you can see the bandages underneath, and I don't like that. So what happened was then there was some duct tape, and we just started binding with that. Packing, I use a cricket ball box or whatever they call it to pack, so I don't do the whole sock thing like my bros does. And look, it's this thing on.
I must be honest, I really hate binding. I hate binding, but it's got the element to it because when I'm dressed up as a man, I feel really sexy and I feel really confident. Packing doesn't bother me much because it's not really uncomfortable to me. It kind of sometimes has its own way of slipping to the side or whatever, but that's fine. Like, I can deal with that.
Binding, sometimes it's a bit painful, but I've gotten used to it. I like the appearance because now it looks like I have pecs and muscle, just like strong, and the facial hair is a bit weird still. But I like it because then I can do this, like, yeah, and stuff. And I've recently started packing, and I like the feel of the packing because when you pack, your walk changes. So I like the fact that when you pack, you become like more masculine and you can present yourself in a more masculine way.
It's like a transformation process in my head as well as physically. From the moment I start kind of getting into drag, I kind of relax into Cole. So I enjoy the process. My favorite thing to do is I found this thing called open shirt binding, and it rocks my world because I can put my buttons all the way. I can have an open shirt on stage and actually feel like a man, because as a kid there's one thing that I hated was I was kept being told to put my shirt back on because I was a girl. I don't have that problem. Now I can, it's wonderful. It's the binding for me is a huge thing.
It's a strong one now. Huh? Oh my goodness, so tender. I wear more makeup as a man than I do as a woman.
Guys, you know what Kelly you said to me about my outfit? She said that I look really dykey, and if she saw me walking around the street like this, she would not be impressed. I was like, but I think I look pretty spiffy and smart.
You look like a gangster Tracy Chaplin.
A gangster Chaplin. Well, I have been trying.
Oh, done.
yeah.
You can have a silver star, right?
What?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You get a silver star.
What's that mean?
Well
And it's
done.
being sarcastic.
Oh. Why do I ever assume differently? I mean, really, your face is sarcastic.
Why do you always do that? You fuck cool, man. When you rap, you fuck cool. Ask Frankie. Yep. Are you packing? I need to pack, guys.
Probably not very big.
I always pack ready to be
You need, like,
events.
something bigger. Let's go in there.
I always pack an erection.
Do you really?
Yeah, us Sam. Sam, did you feel my erection last week? If there's a mistake, just keep going. Don't stop. Never. The worst thing you can do is stop midway and be like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Just keep going.
Unless it's on
purpose. Yeah?
I'm joking.
Just keep going.
Hold on to that feeling.
I will. If there's like a fuck up during the show, I will save it. I have backup jokes for like if anything goes wrong. Then also.
Jokes.
I'm just saying jokes. Santic. Oh, sorry, Sam.
My bad.
Oh, I still need to put in this. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, me too. I wondered why I was so comfortable.
I'll do it later. Yeah.
I've become a lot more confident. Ever since I started doing drag, my day-to-day life, I feel more confident. Socially, I'm quite an awkward person. I'm loud as a way to mask myself, and as Cole, I'm not. Since I started being Cole, who's quite like calm and sweet talking and very sort of laid back. And, hey, how you doing? So Cole, since I've now been able to experience that, I find that I'm able to kind of center myself a lot better, and I also become more feminine. I painted my nails again. I paint my toenails. I'm putting on makeup more because I've never owned as much makeup as I have when I started doing drag. On board, I've never owned so much makeup in my life before.
If you look at why they're drag king, is that I want people to also go out and be what they want to be, even if it means dressing up as a guy or dressing up as a girl or whatever you want to dress up as whatever you feel comfortable with, and exploring who you are and just being you, even if you are then a drag king. So Freddie needs to help people accept who they are, and I think that's what Freddie is all about. Freddie makes me more comfortable in the way that I'm still expressing myself now. He helps me to be a little bit comfortable now, still wearing my collared shirts in a day-to-day basis, and not just when I'm going out to work, being in a mostly straight environment and knowing that you look gay was always a little bit, uncomfortable. But now that's the part that Freddie plays, is he's just, it doesn't matter, this is who you are.
I want people to take away the fact that, like, even if you're female, even if you do rock, even if you do a male-dominated music genre, that females are as powerful in rock. I mean, you look at Carnswood, you look at me, you look at any other rocker, we can pull it off. We're trying to empower you to do it. Even if you don't drag, it's just anything you do, that you can be anything you want. Even if you want to do it as a man, you can do it as a man. That's how powerful females are.
The troupe is like my first like queer friends. Like I don't have any gay friends or anything. I feel like I'm like part of a family now, and I have brothers and sisters at the same time. I feel the support, and it's just something that I never knew how much I really needed until, I was in the troupe and experiencing it.
Going forward, even if I don't necessarily do drag as Cole, I will do things with Cole.
So do you consider him a brother or a friend, or how do you conceptualize Cole for yourself?
My relationship with Cole.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if I had a twin who was very, very telepathically linked with me. I kind of see Cole as the completely masculated side of myself. Masculine, yeah, the masculine side of myself, completely.
I'm not sure what I'll end up doing. I really wanted to move back to New Orleans, my hometown eventually, and to start my own drag king troupe there, which might actually be a little bit complicated given that I'll probably be a man by that point.
Will you still carry on as a drag king once you are living as a man day to day? And why, if you do?
That's a big question. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on as a drag king. I may very well turn into a drag queen. I think that, yeah. I think that'd be really awesome, actually. Actually, I think I'd be amazing at it. I mean, you don't have to give me a shave my legs. I'll hate that. But I think actually I do quite well acting as a drag queen. You know, maybe I'll find that being thrown into the polar opposite of gender expression will leave me yearning for a bit of femininity. Or maybe I'll be a really queer guy and I won't need it. I don't know.
Being said dude has helped me, I think, embrace my femininity more, because I have an outlet for my masculinity. I've become a lot more feminine in the way I carry myself. I've also kind of just like taken to not giving a shit anymore about what people think, because like I feel like drag is such an extreme thing to do. It shouldn't be seen as an extreme thing to do, but I think in our society it's an extreme thing to do, to dress up like a boy. So like, right now I feel like there's nothing I can't do. I feel like I can get away with anything. You know, I can like keep pushing the boundary until it breaks, because like there's nothing, you know, my parents can say or my friends can say to kind of like change my mind when it comes to expressing myself.
Guys, you all look fantastic tonight, and you guys have worked really hard, and I'm proud of every single one of you for, like, I mean, if you looked at where we were, like a few, remember when we started this, we were all sitting in a room. 2 months. Yeah, and we have footage of it, you know, and now look where we are, we're doing our first show. That's like we putting hairspray on. We are going to be incredible, and I'm proud of every single one of you, and you know, I have all of your backs. And I'm happy, I'm really glad that this group is what it is.
Oh, that was really good. That was gay.
Alright, that's my role, damn it.
Look at this one, you're painting gay, bro.
Okay, hello, mate.
Okay, on 3.
Okay, don't have another hand. That's my face.
Oh god, that's your glasses.
We have to do this stuff, you guys. Sorry, okay, bro.
Just don't knock the thing behind you.
Okay, guys. On 3, bros before hosts. 1, 2, 3.
Rose before host!
I'm so nervous.
How does it feel like to be the leader of South Africa's first ever drag king troupe? Like when you say it like that, then it feels like a big deal. Most of the time it doesn't really. It feels like, you know, no, it just feels like something I did, you know? And I'm getting a lot of like, you know, not accolades, but like a lot of like high fives and pats on the back for it. But I think like someone had to do it, and it just happened to be me, I guess. And it feels good. It's a lot of hard work, but it always pays off. I think the best part of being the leader of South Africa's first drag king troupe is the fact that I even get to be a part of South Africa's first drag king troupe. Yeah.
To my bros before. Yo, I was lonely in my masculinity, dressing up as a boy. What would they think of me? Times I tried to express myself, give it up, same dude, and put it back on the shelf. But then a call came from a different place, gave me courage to explore the safest space for boys like me and for boys like you to have fun for a while and make their own same dude. I need a friend, so I made a call, took a fall, beer and roll. Then we had a bar crawl, now we homies, and the whole world knows that's how it goes. They my bros before